Come here, Heather.
Right, welcome to the show, Heather.
Come here, Heather.
Hello.
So,
I think I might be only able to get this far. I'm caught on
let
something.
me see.
But
What
I'm
you
here.
got? The hips or something? You got extra? You
I got
extra-
something
What you
caught
got?
up, but I have the
Groceries back
dog.
there?
Oh, there we go.
Come here, Heather.
So what you got groceries back
So
there?
my question, yeah, you do.
My
So
guy,
look, so
Big Chris.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sirski.
Yes, Sirski. Welcome back to
Sirski.
another episode of Forever Open Radio.
Forever Open Radio.
Saturday noon live. It's another beautiful sunny Saturday in sunny LA. I'm your boy Dusty P. I got my guy with me here.
SCSjr.
Come on, how you feeling, my boy?
Man, I'm
Don't
feeling.
Give me some
I'm
sauce.
feeling
Don't leave me
live right
yeah,
now,
there
baby.
it is. There it is.
I'm feeling live.
Yeah, feeling live.
I'm feeling live.
Man, so I'm off of. I feel like it's starting to become a habit. I know last time we was talking about when I was coming here, I was a little off. We were like off the hangy a little bit. I got my alkalizer getting me right. Last night was another one. Went back to Andy's.
How was Andy's?
Andy's was fire. So I have one of my cousins who's staying with me. My cousin Christian. He might pop down here. But he plays music. He plays bass.
That's what's
fire. Actually plays with Anderson .Paak and stuff like that too. Yeah.
I fuck with Anderson .Paak. Anderson back.
Yeah.
Big ups to Anderson .Paak.
Crazy. So yeah, he's been out here like working on some music and stuff like that. They've been studioing, and then they like wrapped up the other night. So like last night, like we stepped out, talked to some business like with some of his partners, and then went out, and we hit Andy's. And like, man, let me tell you, I feel like there's something about just like live music, bro. That's like, if you could tell me when we're talking about going out, whether it's like
heavy
a club
vibrations,
or a lounge, just to, yeah, you know what I mean? Especially when it's like a good, it was a dude was on the trombone. It had a trombone, a drummer, a guitarist, a bass guitar, and then somebody on the keys. And then I'm telling you, like every time, and maybe it's because I grew up like listening to live music. My pops play sax, so I think like emotionally I attach to live music.
That's a great instrument.
In a different
Always
way.
wanted to learn how to play the sax.
I wish. Bro.
One day I'm still going to learn how to play the sax.
Oh,
for
my
sure.
dad's a monster. I know Big Chris would say, "Oh, my fault. I ain't even introduced the guy."
Big Chris.
You dig on
Put
the
some
threes
respect
and
on his
fours.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can't
I remember
forget
you
the bigger Chris over here as well.
Bigger Chris,
Big
Big
Chris and
Unk
Bigger
in the
Chris
building.
Yeah, say something to him.
call me Mr. Chris.
What's up, Mr.
So,
Chris?
It's good to be here. Join you guys in this morning's efforts and events.
Hello, how are
And
you?
I'm hoping to.
How can we help you? Coffee? Let's do it.
Oh yeah, we're forever open. Mm-hmm.
I know as we were talking to music, I know Big Chris, you said you wanted to play.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to play sax.
Oh,
Or did you do-
I used to play sax
So you played sax
in
yeah.
band in middle school, and I used to think it was the lamest shit ever. I used to hate it,
Mm-hmm.
but now that not growing up, I wish I would have. You feel me? Took that shit serious because
Yeah.
it's fire.
Yeah.
It's like saucy,
Can I speak to that?
man.
Because music
You
is
just pull the mic up a little bit.
why.
closer?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
We ain't got to get out of there. You ain't gonna whoop my ass on you.
We just want to catch you in your best light. That's all.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So as I'm listening to you guys speak on the music, in my mind, which tends to delve into things, a lot of our culture don't realize that. Why is it that every genre of music came from our heart, our heartbeat?
Mm,
It's in our DNA.
mm.
In the very beginning, we used beats to travel from one village to another by drum beats. And it gave us navigation. It gave us warnings. It gave us how to deal with the unknown. So from that, we are the people of the universe. It's been factualized in a genome study that out of all the genes in the world that has been studied, the black man and black woman is the only pure human beings in the world. Everyone else has a degree of Neanderthal in their DNA. So the reason why you resonate with music so much, because it's in your DNA. It's a part of your heartbeat. And everyone around us tries to tap into it. Because look at what the Asians are doing now with the beat. They dance better than we do.
Hey, they some real performers. You ever see the K-pop
I've seen
boys?
some Asians, Jack,
Yo,
with
talk
some
about
Michael
that all
Jackson.
the time.
Boy, they in their
Hey,
synchronism,
for real.
they're so synchronized. I love to watch them. Because see, we don't hate.
Entertaining.
We invite everybody into cultural intelligence.
Entertainment.
Yeah, yeah.
And they get it from us. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna say it 1,000 years from now if the universe
Straight up.
allows me to get that. Especially if I can still have babies 200 years from now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but music is a part that I would tell every young man. Sometimes go back, listen to the Temprees, listen to the Delphonics, listen to the Masqueraders, listen to some of the Dramatics, because see, ain't supposed to be no lacking in your macking.
Yeah, and it's so I like I said, my pop's a jazz musician, so he raised. I got a bunch of like old school like vinyls and records and stuff like that.
It soothes.
And there's a
that jazz soothes.
And there's I think like there's just a different like soul like in the music. I think when you put a bunch of musicians in a room, right, and they're just kind of like going off of like
they'll find
their
each other.
energy and
They'll find
you
each
know
other.
what I mean?
The movie Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage. Have you
Yeah,
seen
when they
it?
were like stealing the cars and stuff.
Remember
Yeah.
when he assembled the team?
Yeah.
What is the thing he did before they stepped out onto the mission? They
don't
put on
remember.
that song Lowriders.
Oh, low.
And then all of a sudden he got that music, that rhythm.
Yeah.
Then he said, let's go. Then he said, let's go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
everything, because look.
We do
when-
at the top of the
listen,
right.
But look, but in the last fight that just came out, who came out with Davis? 2 musicians, 2 artists with a rhythm.
Oh yeah.
See, you move
what's
with
going on over
rhythm.
here?
When you're in a space and you're trying to get the attention of a woman as a man, what do you want? Some smooth what? Music. Why?
Right.
It soothes the soul of a what? The savage in you. Now it comes to the gentleman. You're more quiet, you're more gentle, and you say things to her that's supposed to be meaningful,
Smooth
not just
operator
airy
type shit.
and commercial, but say what you mean. And that's what music does for us, man. Whether it's even, listen, in my high school, I was one of 23 blacks. I used to go up to the mountains, drink Budweiser, smoke pot. I was only black. And I used to listen to Led Zeppelin, Kiss, Metallica. But getting there, I didn't understand the music. But the higher I got, the more I can understand.
And you tap in.
That's when I
you
realized
tap into their
that
frequency.
most hard rock, if you notice, if you've been to a studio, they all high as shit.
Oh yeah.
Right. For sure.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
right,
I'm telling you what I
sure.
experienced.
And they
I
were
get
up
I get blitzed. Then I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, dang. I say, okay, yang, yang, yang.
It does, right.
I
Then
just
it
go,
hits
you know what I
different.
mean?
You like, yeah.
But at first I'd be like, what the fuck? Right? So music, again, you go back to why Dave Chappelle just said about the genre of comedy, being an artist. When you look at the genesis of music, everything from country to rock to the orchestras with a harp to any form of music came from one generic place. And that's the heartbeat of those that was here first. Period.
Wait, hop on the mic. Hop
Oh,
on
she
the
didn't
mic.
getting touched over here.
I'm getting those chills of resonance too. Like,
Absolutely.
I work as a music therapist.
So you know exactly what I'm
Oh,
saying.
look
Yeah,
at that.
so like there's so many things that we experience, feel in our bodies, in our hearts, in our minds, and like it's hard sometimes to find those right words, but you
Yeah.
can find one chord,
Yeah.
one rhythm, one sound, and it carries all the information
Absolutely.
that the mind couldn't come to, that the voice couldn't express,
You should see your face as you're
Wow.
trying to explain it.
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's friendly. It's non-toxic. It's
No doubt.
non-threatening. It's very welcoming.
Can I actually
Just trying to explain.
ask you something as like a
Yeah.
music therapist? I know something that I've either like heard or read. They talk about like how music actually like physically impacts you.
Yes.
And I think something to the effect of like if you're listening to something that like music that you don't like, I don't know whether they said it's like your blood, like your veins like constrict, or there's something like there's actually like a physical response to it. Can you talk
like
about that a little
heart
bit?
constriction too, and we feel this in social settings. Even when you walk into a room and you just don't resonate, it's expressed the same as a sound. You'll feel it in your gut or your heart. It'll for me, I start to kind of close up.
Right.
Whereas when I feel that resonance that you're speaking to, I expand. My heart is open. My gut and my mind and my heart all say yes. And we feel that like in sound. Sound expresses the energy of any moment. As a musician too, I have to be conscious of that because everything that's in my being is encoded in that sound.
Can we say that music is an absolute companion?
Music I'm gonna see how that resonates in my body to say it. Music is an absolute companion. See, I feel my heart expand.
In all that you do.
Which is a yes.
I work out with music. You
Yeah,
know, I will listen to Neo Champagne Nights.
Yeah.
And that gives me a tempo if I'm working the bag.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to, when I'm like cooking, I listen to older, slower, gentler music.
Yes.
When I'm in times of reflection, a glass of red wine, a Cayman, preferably, and just a nice jazz, a nice smooth jazz with some soft lights.
I feel like I'm there.
Right, so just soft lights, and you sit in your still and become one with yourself. So that when you present yourself to someone else, you do it not just by force, not just by reaction, but by rhythm. It's the way you move to a person, but it'd be like, oh, you know what I'm saying, it's too much. But if you're in your rhythm, you know what I mean, you move in just really, really nice. And that's why I say to men, the way that we stimulate ourselves around the lesser, in terms of energy, our women, you want to be smooth, you want to be gentle, you want to be understanding, that you just can't come with a whole bunch of va boom. Turn it down a little bit every now and then. And then when you're in your solitude, turn it up if you need to. You dig? But you work out with it, doing push-ups, go hard with your music. You know what I mean? You're doing them curls.
Chief Keef.
Go hard with your music, right?
Yeah.
So then, but there's what the lady was just stimulating. It's an absolute companion. Period. It's an absolute companion.
And it's like each of us are these instruments, and we're singing a song. We're sending out a frequency, which is like a radio wave.
Absolutely.
And each of us are doing that, and we live in this collective field of all these different radio waves. And so sometimes you'll experience someone who's in a lot of distress, and it sounds like noise. It's like the static between the stations on the radio. But then sometimes you meet someone and they're resonating with your frequency, your radio wave, and it's harmony.
So do anyone notice how organic this little session just came about? And that's what happens when the universe is in its right alignment.
It is.
Period. Because if on a scientific level, how is it that we can hear what she says? Or how do you hear what I say?
Because we're in tune.
It's a vibration leaving your body.
The waves.
It's a vibration. It's a wave of energy. And the frequency, like I was telling my nephew, one day I was thinking about him and he called.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when you tapped into on a positive dimension, and it's positive, because he and I's never been negative. I've never been really negative with most people I know. So it's like when a person that I was dating, it was over and over and over and over that I was thinking, but I was thinking correctly and positively. She called, she texts.
You're tuning your frequency to that which you desire.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's when you know that you got the right combination of personalities coming together to do the things that need to be done. It makes it simple. Now, and if there's a lot of atmospheric disruptions, a lot of, that means the frequencies is not calibrated correctly.
And sometimes it's a internal disharmony. My mind says one thing, my heart says one thing, my body says another.
Yeah.
I have to align that too. It's like tuning my instrument.
Yeah, we were actually just talking about that on an episode a few weeks ago of like that battle of like how maybe your mind tells you should go one way versus, the heart tells you one thing, and kind of like which one do you listen to more, right? And like how, where me personally, I find myself, I go like up here into my head. But it's something that Steph had brought up is that there needs to be that
he's got a good radio voice.
There needs to be that combination of them, right? And you have to like bring the two in tune and then like move with both of them.
But when he said it goes into his head, I said, what's the problem? No.
There's also something to be said about subconscious thoughts that you're not even aware of. All these genetic patterns or ancestral or trauma patterns that I'm not aware of in my body. Those are still a part of my frequency, a part of my tune. They're the notes in my instrument. My name's Steph as well.
Stephanie?
Wow.
Yeah, either Steph or Stephanie.
What made you walk in here just now?
Coffee.
Straight up.
But like,
out of all the places, why this place? Was it a frequency, a wave?
See, there's so many ways to answer that. My mind will say, I was nearby. I'm on a walk. It's sunny. Taking the dog out. My friend says, come in here. But if we go deeper, right, in this quantum field, there's so many pieces of information. Why was I here today? Why was I nearby? Why is it sunny? All those things have to like align.
It all builds into it.
So there's a little way of looking at it, and there's a big way of answering why am I here today.
No, I like the big way. Let's go the big way. I don't want it too simple.
Straight
I like
up.
the big stuff because
I do too.
Yeah, I love the minutia. I love that little tiny things that come together to make the bigger picture.
I don't want to ignore all
No,
that magic that's
The
out there
little
by
things
saying,
happen.
oh, I just came
Right.
here because I was close.
And this is why I try to stimulate. The little things matter more than the bigger things because the little things happen more often. And the little things are what creates the big picture. Period. So we're really glad that you made the decision that you were in need of coffee, of caffeine infusion.
It's
And,
funny
like-
too, because I've been not drinking coffee, but today was the day.
Oh wow!
So then
look
again,
at
it's
that.
like, why?
And that's what's crazy where, because I'm saying, then even in this moment, like the odds of the day that you happen to be like, you know what, today I'm gonna go ahead and get the coffee.
Right.
That you come here while we're having a conversation about music and how it affects you, and then it's like an actual music
Right.
therapist who
What?
can literally.
Like my purpose.
But
you know
what?
And
Hold
it's
up,
like
hold up,
all my
because-
cells
Straight
are like, ooh, there, go there.
She's too
Yeah.
good at that. Let the lady back. What's your name?
Heather.
Give her the microphone. Come here, Heather.
All right, welcome to the show, Heather.
Come here, Heather.
Hello.
So
I think I might be only able to get this far. I'm caught on
let
something.
me see.
But I'm
What you
here.
got? The hips or something? You got extra? You
I got
extra-
something
What you
caught
got?
on, but I have the
Groceries back
dog.
there?
Oh, there
Come
we
here.
go.
Come here. Come here, Heather.
So what you got groceries back
So
there?
my question, yeah, you do.
My
So
guy,
look, so
Big Chris.
what you've heard, what are your thoughts based upon what you've heard since we've come in contact with one another?
Man, I really don't have a good answer for you. I'm
Yeah, you
so
do.
Sorry.
Just say it. Say it.
Well, we got the dog out, and I'm really glad that we were able to come through. But I've come through here a few times, and I always enjoy the energy in here in this space. So, yeah.
So you took
I
out
think-
your phone. Why was you trying to capture the moment?
Oh, because my friend is visiting, and now she's on a podcast with you all. That's very exciting.
Yeah.
We're actually on the radio later today as well, talking about her sound bath tomorrow in Highland Park.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
she's hosting a
She's
vinyl.
very
like-
articulate.
We like Highland
Right?
Park. Yeah, we like Highland Park.
Yeah, she's hosting a vinyl sound bath, so using records instead of, more traditional things, right? Would you say that's about right?
Oh, that's fire.
Over at De La
My
Playa
hands.
Music in Highland Park tomorrow. So yeah, we've been working on that, and it's really crazy to come in and you all are talking about the same things that we've been talking about at the same time, and I do think that's really incredible. Like
Yeah.
literally just talking about it and have been for a long time in planning this event. And yeah, it's wild how, that not just that we're connected, but also that the energy in the air, that the spirit in the air, that, there's so much acceptance and people seeking that kind of connection right now. Yeah, it's nice to walk into places and these are the conversations being had.
I think it's amazing that in the beginning, I asked these two, brain over here and brain over there, to create a generic subject matter to start the session off with. And we ended up at music. And then we've also agreed that with the right combination of frequencies and vibrations, the right things happen. You see what I'm saying? Because being from two different cultures, we have not done nothing but relate on something that's just generic.
Mm-hmm.
There is no color, there is no money, there is no attitude. It's just a very pleasant a medium that we can connect through. And I hope that, for myself, that what just happened here becomes part of the world we live in.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Very well said. Very well said.
Ain't no lack in
The
my
world
mouth.
needs it. The world needs it
lacking.
really badly. Not enough conversations like this. Too many that are too antagonistic out there.
Listen,
So
I appreciate
I love what
your
y'all
offer.
are up to.
I appreciate your offer. That's what I want to get it from
I
you.
just have one thing that's really on my heart to say. And sometimes, I have a vision, or people, we have a vision of a world that we want to live in. And sometimes I'll pray because the world that I'm in at that moment feels so different. And I'll say, how do we get there? How could we possibly get from here to there? And I'll hear a voice that says, sing to it.
You're not on medication,
Sing
right?
to it.
No,
Okay, I'm just checking that voice.
I am completely sober.
Okay.
Sing to it, that we can use song to create a reality, because it's exactly what we're speaking about. It's a frequency of energy encoded in a sound.
It's positive energy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's very intentional energy.
And so, Steph, I promise you, it's been nothing but a gift for you to have joined us and offer your thoughts. You're very articulate, very good young lady, and your knowledge, it seems that you have a good handle on it, and I do appreciate you offering and sharing it with us.
Thank you for what
you.
you're doing. I feel like just filled with joy right now. I'm singing a joy song. Yeah, thank you.
No,
All
we
right.
appreciate you. Thank you for pulling up.
Absolutely.
man. You're more than
Enjoy
welcome.
that.
So let's move back over to the brain
Yeah.
because he said when it goes up here, let's go back up there. And I would say to the group that I've been experiencing a new comedian, Nate Jackson.
Nate Jackson.
I think he's one of the smartest and one of the better ones of today. Because remember when I told her to come on in? She got a little drunk on that. You got a little drunk back there.
So you got some groceries back
Because
there.
there's a way to say anything that comes out right if it comes from the right place.
Yeah.
You can say anything if it's said right.
Yeah.
And that's why me and your wife was talking about, some subjects are, and look at these, that's what happens when you smoke. But some subjects are sensitive, but we still have to discuss them.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why me and the lady was talking about how important it is for communication.
Mm-hmm.
And we allowed people from another culture to come in and be a part of our collective, because that's what we do. We've been doing that from the day one.
Mm-hmm.
And we shouldn't stop, but we just got to make sure that we bring the right sources in,
Yeah.
because everyone doesn't have the right intentions.
Exactly.
They don't have righteous intentions, because we are the cream of the crop. So anytime you got good cream, guess what tries to come in? A contaminant.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to be mindful of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's all intention. I think even like the bigger picture, as we're just talking about, like vibrations, energy. So in my mind, like for me, it's always like it's all the same thing, right?
You gotta stop saying my mind, 'cause that bothers me, dog. I don't know what's going on up there. I don't know if is it echo in there or something. I don't know. No, it's my mind. Man.
Wait, what
Just
you
saying, I'm just
what
saying.
you
I
mean?
keep saying it in my mind. In my mind, I'm like, man, it could be echo up in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Man. My mind. Just
From his perspective.
But right, yeah, I was gonna say, right, do I need a different word? From my perspective.
I'm just funny with him.
Yeah, from my perspective, it's all like all of it is relative, right? The
Absolutely.
same way light is a certain frequency. When you squash it down, it becomes sound. When you squash it, it becomes more. So it's definitely like what you put out is what you're gonna receive, which is exactly what we just saw in this moment. Where
well, I would also, because we want to be an event that embodies intelligence and applicable information,
Mm-hmm.
right? That one of the things that I would say is that we must become more intelligent with like quantum physics.
Mm-hmm.
Quantum physics teaches us a lot about vibration, about dimensions. And so that when we have these discussions, we understand the young lady, Steph, a little deeper. Because a person that does not have those experiences or those levels of educations wouldn't understand.
Right, because you don't speak the language.
And so
Like, you need to
so
yeah.
in open, we want to start to stimulate that. If we do not increase our Department of Intelligence as a whole,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have a problem.
Absolutely.
Because right now we're the best at everything, but we just don't act like we are.
Yeah.
So Steph, are you trying to get back to your command seat? Oh, wow. That's confrontation.
Oh.
Stand up. My biggest is the fact too.
You dig?
Yeah.
That was nice though. That was a big unk right there. You know what I'm saying?
Man, he's dope.
I don't know who's filling whose shoes or who's filling whose seat, but yo, that's big unk. You know what I'm saying? I'm so happy that my uncle's here. Very influential individual on my life. He offers a lot of knowledge, and what we're building here is a community of knowledge. So it's only right. We got your wife here.
Yeah.
We got Big Hazel here. Big Steph just left. The energy is crazy. I'm sweating, and I'm about to, you know what I mean?
That's what he look like with the
down
Adidas.
on
He
it.
look like he ready. We need to bust the cardboard
Get
out
down
or
on
something.
it. Get down on it. Get down on it. He's just mad because he ain't hot. That's all.
Well, no,
He want to hit something.
I
He want to hit something.
No, I don't.
Do you
Because
smoke?
actually,
Of course he smoke. That's
first
Fizz
time I-
Ice.
Well,
Nigga,
no,
that's
listen,
Fizz Ice.
I keep it real because now I'm removing myself from it because I hit a joint in 1974. His father,
It was
his father
1974.
let me hit a joint, and it made me go to sleep because I got a headache. But when I woke up, I felt really good.
Mhm.
Hit my fuck again, right? But throughout my life, I've always noticed that being, smoking cannabis was not for me unless I'm watching a movie. There's nothing for me to do. There's nothing that I'm good at if I smoke. And that's why I learned that, and I know for most people that do smoke, when you alter the normal state of your mind, every decision is altered thus far.
Damn.
So if you get so enumerated with liquor, this is why we got problems with liquor. If you get ingested drugs, that's why we have problems with drugs. So I would say that, no, I don't wish to pull, because if I wanted to, I could. But because of my being a good custodian of self and conscious and informed, I choose to put it where it belongs. Because if we had, because right now I just came from Atlanta, and I want to tell the viewers that we are men of service. When I left California, my son required a craniotomy. And I was out there 11 years and went from 1 to 3. And I just got into his last year in college. And he's good. Came back here because my sister, my only sister, has been hit with dementia.
Big ups.
So my dad is not doing well. He told me day before yesterday, he think he might got a year left. So I came back here as a man of service, right? So I say this to the group and I say this to the world, is that being people of service is what God gave us the strength to do that. You just got to find out what you are in terms of your service capacity. Who you are, I can care less who you are. Like Michael Jackson, what's his name without the dance and the music? Means nothing. What are you? Are you an architect? Are you a painter?
What's your legacy?
No, what are you as what you were put here to do? Are you good with math? Engineer. Are you good with oceanography? Can you swim and hold your breath for 2-3 minutes and get down in that water and try to understand what goes on in oceanography?
Your gift or your talent.
Are you good at hunting? Can you knock down a boar at 50 yards while it's moving? What are you as a man?
What's your gift?
What's your service capacity?
I have a question for you in that regard. Do you think that everybody already kind of has there's a specific thing that every human here, like, you're good at this thing, this is what you are here to put out to the world?
Absolutely.
Or do you think, so you think we don't have a choice of what?
Absolutely. Everyone was born, why is it that you got a man or a woman that when they're 3, 4, 5 years old, there's something happens in the voice and you see it's a little different. And as they get older, coming through the church or coming through other groups, you find out they can belt out these tunes, this frequency that's soothing, and it's called, singing, and can sing. What happens when you got a guy or a young lady like Richardson, as fast as she runs? How come everybody else don't run that fast?
Sha'Carri?
You understand?
Yeah.
How's the lady that invented the tools for the surgery that happens with your heart? How come the lady that invented the FaceTime? How come your mind doesn't work like hers? So what happened was, or what happens is, or what needs to happen, is that you have to go through different developmental systems to find out what it is you're good at. Once you find out what you're good at, you develop that, and then you market it. And now you earn. But then you got the one guy or the one girl that'll sit over there while you out hunting. He's chopping trees. He's planting weed. You dig? This guy's over drinking sherry wine, sitting up under the tree, the shade tree. So when it comes time for us all to come to market, he has nothing. He told the woman he lied. So you should get home. She asked him, "Where's your bag at?" He said, "I'll be right back." He goes to his crib, breaks in through the back, steal a bag of his goods, come home and lie to his woman and say, "Okay, I got us."
Damn.
So that's where we got the first crime called burglary. But it's that guy.
That guy.
Then the winner would come and shut everything down. Now she's got 2 little chunks of beef and a potato, looking at him like, "Dude, I thought you had us. I got you." He goes to find out he's refortified his joint because he saw somebody been in it. Now he goes to your joint. He told you told him. Now it's fortified. He can't break in. So what he got to do now? He lay in wait with a pick stick.
With a pick stick.
You come out your back to grab something for your house. And what does he do? He approaches you. You know him. So what does he got to do?
Kill you.
Robbery, murder. See what I'm saying? So find out what you are in the very beginning of your evolutional ascension.
That was deep.
Find out what you are. Develop those talents that was given to you by the Creator that started your DNA. It wasn't no hocus pocus. Your DNA is by design. That's why I said to you, you got to put at least 4 to 5.
What you are is
they'll
who
be
you
waiting
are.
around too much longer. Put them up in there.
4 to
You got
5.
a billion little people trying to get into one little egg.
5 a little crazy.
You see what I'm saying? It's not by hocus pocus. It's by design.
Yeah.
So this is why I say to most of us men, especially black men, We have to take our time and create a foundation that's true to yourself first. Don't go out here trying to fake the funk and try to sell the faking of that funk. And then you find out somebody might bite into it because she might have had periods of non-development herself. And her reasoning may not go as far, it goes just as far as yours. And she said yeah to you. But the one thing that you don't know about her, every form of wisdom comes in the connotation of a female, she and her. Every brain that's in a fetus position before it becomes a fetus, the brain is in a female pattern.
Mm-hmm. He ready.
Every one of the cells that when one of those billion little sperms that you won't put in her and let them live, when they move through her cells split and they call them the daughters. So you have to wonder, why is it so much a sign of the things that in life that are truly important in its development stages as a sign to a woman? Mm-hmm. But you come with the hocus pocus or come with that little, back shelf, that lower shelf kind of liquors to the top shelf. She took a sip and said, oh, it's cool. But then you try to shove it more down her throat. She said, I don't want nothing. I'm done. I'm cool. Now you stuck on it. Now you getting with your low emotional IQ and get mad at her because she don't want what you want. Because you lied to her in the very beginning.
Yeah. I've always been a firm believer in any like aspect of life. Everything I do, from creative projects to work to whatever, it's always just going to be the easiest to just like live in like your truest form of self. Because like once you like put that mask on, whether it's if you show up at work and like you act like this certain way, maybe to try to get the job, or it's like you're talking about, if it's like a woman that you're dealing with or different friend circles that you're trying to put on, like once you put that mask on, you can't take it off, right? Like now you have to play this character. You have to change into this thing every time you step into that space. Every time you're around it.
Into another lie, into another lie. Whereas again, and a lot of times I don't want to sound chauvinistic or misogynic, but I think that for men, when men understand the power is in the truth, no matter what it is, it's powerful. Because if you learn to tell the truth,
huge second,
you will not run into the end of the toilet paper that's used for your bullshit.
Straight up.
Yo, the metaphors. He got the metaphors.
I'm just saying. Think about having to. You have to wipe your butt with a used piece of toilet paper.
That's crazy.
You think about it, you think it's disgusting. But that's what we're feeding our women.
Straight up.
Expect us to go for that bullshit. And then when she say, no, I need me something with some Clorox on it. I need something to smell like dandelions or some shit, right? And you can't produce it. Yeah. So she said, I'm gonna go find what the shit smell right.
Yeah.
But you say, no, if you don't want to smell mine, you can't smell nobody else's. Come smell my shit or I'll kill you.
I kill you.
That's what they're doing now, dog.
I kill you.
Because of low emotional IQ and lacking development of self. Period. I've never said the B word in the presence of a woman in my. There's not one that'll say Chris Small ever said it in front of him. Ever. No threats. I've been a big dude all my life. I take the fade all my life. You see what I'm saying? But not towards our women, our children, our elderly. Just like the little girl just got killed with the boy. What was that recently? The boy at the car wash.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I know.
There was a boy that two dudes ran up on him and shot and killed him, but killed his daughter too.
Damn, I heard about that.
That's one of the latest things. It's a heartbreak. But now we go back to one of the. Now see, we've left the idea of what music is and the rhythm, but we'll come back to it because with the positive vibe, with the positive transmission of information, hopefully it'll start to resonate with more of us. It's not all of us, but it's just not enough of us.
Yeah.
See, everybody's not failing in being a good father, a good man, a good uncle, a good friend, a good comrade. Everyone's not failing in that. It's just not enough of us. You dig? So when we look at what's important, when we look at what's truly important, it's developing the foundation of you. Not me, it's you. Find out what you are in this life first. Then you go earn with it. Then you save, then what they call it, get a whip, call a car, come back and earn and save some more. Now you got a spot to lay your head. Earn a little bit more, put a bed, a TV, and a refrigerator in it. Because you're building yourself. And along the way, guess what that does? It builds the character of you. Responsibility, sustainability, accountability, resiliency. All those things happen if you go through the process. And now that you got the refrigerator, you got a TV and a bed, You might be able to slide up on something a little, a little soft. You know what I'm saying? That whispers with all her 5 senses is attached to yours. Because if she says yes, and you mess around and put 1 billion of them C's into your wife that you still won't do. So what happens is if one of your little, because if you keep waiting, they swimming like boom, right? In a minute they might just say, you know what, fuck that, I ain't going in now. So if you hit money and she starts to bubble up, guess what you got? Car, place, refrigerator for some milk, a bed for her to rest, a roof to keep the rain and the weather off of her. Minus the completion of that process, what are you offering the woman?
Right. Yeah.
If think about out of 10 men, we had 8 that was getting down like that, right? Guess what happens with the 8? It influences the other 2. But if we only got 3 or 4 getting down like that, then you got the 5 or 6 that's causing the issue for the 3 or 4. So what I'm saying is not everyone is not failing in the development, application, and deployment of good results of education of self. We just don't have enough.
And I think also another part of it is like the being able to like have these conversations and have it. So I think to me, like when I was growing up, and it was me, like I ran around, like a bunch of my friends or whatever, we were just like running around doing bad shit, like not really, listening to authority and things of that nature. And so I think there was especially like at the time, there was not only just like life intelligence, but there was like a emotional intelligence that was lacking there because like I wasn't surrounded by it. And I was, of course, they say, right, you're a product of like the 5 people that you spend your time around the most or like something like that, right? And so it wasn't until, and I think at that time I was a lot more confrontational. I wasn't responsible. I was, right, when we're talking about the 8 out of 10 men, right, I was that too because I just wasn't really surrounded with that. As we're talking about like vibrations, right, those just weren't the vibrations that were like interacting with me. And I could say, like, honestly, especially even when we're talking about knowledge of self, I probably wasn't even really myself. I was just a reflection of like the people that like I was around. And it wasn't until I went to school, when I went to college, this is like higher education. I'm in a place with like all these different people from different backgrounds and people who are like really intelligent and like talk about their feelings and like have meetings to like discuss things and just like expose me to so many things that then I started to like understand really who I was as a person and realize how much like I wasn't like those other vibrations that I was around and like kind of even started to separate myself from them.
Can I share something with you? Now, this is what I want to help you to empower yourself. When you're around people that are informed in different ways than you are, not more intelligent. Intelligence only comes from what? The display of its action. So you have not seen their intelligence
application,
in play.
baby.
Right, but yeah.
So they're informed,
right,
just in areas that you are not.
Yeah.
So don't never doubt yourself.
Yeah.
Because there are things you might know that they wish to know. You just never got a chance to showcase it.
Mm-hmm.
So don't never digress from self based upon the energy that others may have. You understand?
Yeah.
Because what you know could usurp, be bigger than what they know in different areas.
Right. It's just different areas, not like
absolutely.
above
So
or below.
Don't never think that the challenge is only on you.
Yeah.
Sometimes the challenge is on them to be like you because you are great in your own right.
And that is, I like that you said that. That's definitely something that I've been embracing a lot more. Is that like it's the challenge isn't for me to like be accepted or to like insert myself, but like kind of just like flipping it and like reversing it to the way that you're saying is like, no, the challenge is like for them to like meet me where I'm at as well.
So being a servant, remember we all have to be servants. There's something we got to give. And I can say to you, I just met you today. You got a good voice. You got a good demeanor. You got a good spirit. I think that when you keep saying my head, it might be a couple echoes up in there. I need to fill them up with reading a few more books. That's it. If you, I think that if you would sit down, if you would sit down and just get a little bit more information, but not just one area, many different areas, industry, corporate, philosophy, business, everything in that way, that when you start to display your thoughts, will come out of you into one point because you got everything else you need. So don't never tell nobody, don't nobody tell you. I see it. Or else I wouldn't, I mess with you because of when you say my head, and I think echo is because I like you, right? And just like, Chris, when him and my nephew go up, right? I got to give it a moment because I'm not talking to the true person. See, even when my little nephew, I think what we do, when we talk about it, I say it was Twilight Zone or Outer Limits, right? Because sometimes when he's up on it, his ideas are so they move so fast and they're so deep. The fog of smoke does not put him in the coordination that the universe gave him to him. The universe gave you direct and divine coordination, period. The minute you stepped in, touched it, Asian theology. When a man touches something that's pure, it automatically becomes corrupt, period. So you want to be careful on what you have taught yourself or convinced yourself that while you're chasing Mr. Feelgood, while you're trying to fit in, it's not necessary to put that effort in. Your ideas about what that does could be faulty. And in the real world, it could be proven to be faulty. Because I can't go on campaign with you and you up on a flower. What I mean by campaign, somebody touched our child and we got to go handle our business outside the Constitution. There's a lot about the Constitution I don't believe in. You can't touch my child. I'm not asking nobody no questions. I'm not making no phone calls. It's time for me to see who's better at who lives tomorrow between you and I. And I'll give you a fair one. 10 paces, pull and draw. The fastest draw, the straightest shot.
Old school.
The fastest draw, the straightest shot will live to tell the tale.
Fastest hands in the West.
You dig what I'm saying?
Mr. Chris, fastest hands on the West. Come on.
But the thing is that every man, I think, wakes up by the tap on the shoulder by God.
Yeah.
And then you'll step in and contaminate that by what you think.
Yeah. That's good. I think
I'm gonna leave that at that because your viewers got to start what they call a subscribe, slide your credit cards. And we'll continue to build because we got an ocean full of knowledge that we about to
slide your credit card.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, games be told. I mean, to be sold, not told. I mean, we got to cut lights. I see the lights and sound and. Can we get a sandwich? You know what I'm saying? After it's over with, it's a lot of work.
Services,
you know what I mean? I'm trying to get the brother to go ahead and put his first kid into his wife. I'm gonna stay on top of that. Because the new, I'm gonna shout out to Nate Jackson. He's a new comedian that engages the audience in a very brilliant way.
Yeah,
I dig his style of comedic artistry.
Yeah,
and
who was that? Who was that?
Nate Jackson.
Nate Jackson.
He's a big dude that sits on a chair and talks to audience. And what's crazy, most of his audience is all white. And he uses the N where he uses the white, hey white lady, hey white man. But he does it because if you say it right, coming from the right place, you can say anything. It's not offensive. You dig? Because he knows what he is. You know what you are. Never doubt it. Don't let nobody stop you from doubting.
Yeah. All right, listen. So I think that's about as good a place as any to wrap that up. Listen, if you want more, if you need more of that, you heard the man. All right, we need you to start subscribing. We need you to start leaving them comments. We need you to turn them notifications up. Listen, we're on the road to 100 subs. We celebrating every milestone here. We're on the road to 100 subs. All right, we're about 17 away. So we trust that after you see this video, 17 more people at least, and the next time you see you, we'll be celebrating 800 subs. Make sure you are hitting us up, Apple, Spotify, leave a 5-star review, leave a comment. Also, hit us up in the DMs. Let us know what you want to hear. Ask us questions. We'd love to feature any of your questions or any of your thoughts and stuff like that on our show. Just remember, stay true to self. It's all vibrations. You attract what you are. So make sure you are always the best version of yourself so you can just bring the best vibrations to you. Okay? This has been another episode of Forever Open Radio. I've been your guy.
Forever Open Radio.
Come on. I've been your guy, Dusty P.
SCSjr.
Just picks my baby on the 3s and 4s.
Mr. Chris.
And Mr. Chris. All right. Listen, so we will catch you. We'll catch you next week. Tap in with us. Forever Open Radio. We out.
Peace.